Two people just had a fight. Doors slammed. Voices raised. Silence now. You'd think it's over. It isn't. Something invisible just switched on. A system older than language. Older than marriage. Older than humans. And it's running right now in your body, whether you like it or not. Here's the strange part. We don't fight the way you think we do. We reconcile the way you'd never guess. And the gap between those two facts, that's where this story lives. Let's start with the scene. Two coworkers argue over credit for a project. One raises their voice. The other walks away. 10 minutes later, one brings coffee. No apology, no explanation, just coffee. Why? Why does the brain do that? Why, after conflict, do humans almost always move toward repair, even when pride says don't? The answer isn't therapy. It is an etiquette class. It's older than that, much older. In the 1970s, a young researcher named Frans de Waal was watching chimpanzees at a Dutch zoo. Two males had just fought, bit, screamed, chased. He expected distance after that, avoidance, grudges. Instead, within minutes, the two chimps sat together. They groomed each other, touched hands, even kissed. De Waal had no name for this yet. So he coined one, reconciliation behavior, not human therapy, not human guilt. A biological reflex present in a species that split from us 6 million years ago. That's the star fact of this story. Let it sit for a second. Chimpanzees, after violence, choosing contact on purpose. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. If chimps do this, and humans do this, then reconciliation isn't a nice habit we invented. It might be a survival tool, not kindness. Strategy. Because here's the paradox. Conflict threatens the group, but groups keep humans alive. So evolution had a problem to solve. How do you allow conflict without destroying cooperation? The answer, build a system that automatically pulls people back together. Not because it feels good, because groups that couldn't repair didn't survive. Think about early humans for a second. Small bands. 20, maybe 30 people, no police, no courts, no apps to unmatch someone. If two hunters stopped speaking, the group weakened. Fewer eyes watching for predators. Fewer hands to carry meat home. A grudge wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. So bodies evolved a pullback to peace, not a suggestion. A pull. Now here's the twist. This pull isn't emotional in the way you'd think. It's physiological. After a fight, cortisol spikes, stress hormone, fight or flight, but something else spikes too. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Yes, the same one released during hugs, during breastfeeding. During eye contact, your body doesn't just prepare you to defend. It prepares you to repair at the exact same time. That's not poetic license. That's neuroscience colliding with anthropology. Pause here. Ask yourself something. After your last argument, who reached out first? Was it the right person or just someone? Because research on primates shows something wild. Reconciliation isn't about who was right. It's about who values the relationship more. Lower status chimps often initiate peace first, not because they're weaker, because they have more to lose if the group turns on them. Sit with that for a moment. Peacemaking isn't submission, it's insurance. Let's zoom into humans specifically, married couples, studied for decades. Psychologist John Gottman tracked thousands of arguments, not the fights themselves. The repair attempts after, a joke, a touch, a change of subject, small clumsy gestures. Here's the twist. Couples who stayed together weren't the ones who never fought. They were the ones whose repair attempts landed. Even bad jokes worked, if the partner accepted them. Fighting wasn't the danger. Failed repair was. Now here's the darker layer. What happens when repair fails? When no one reaches out? Anthropologists studying small-scale societies found something chilling. Unresolved conflict doesn't just stay between two people. It spreads. Alliances form, sides get picked. In extreme cases, small disputes fractured entire communities. Not because the fight was big, because no mechanism repaired it in time. The wound stayed open, and open wounds get infected. This is why almost every human culture invented rituals for repair. Not therapy offices, rituals, sharing food after conflict. Public apology ceremonies, even simple customs, a handshake, a toast, a shared meal. These aren't random politeness. They're technology. Ancient tools built to force reconciliation, even when emotions resist it. Some researchers argue these rituals functioned like social glue, holding fragile groups together long enough to survive winter, drought, or war. not proven beyond doubt, but deeply consistent with what we see across cultures. Let's go back to the coffee. Remember the coworker who brought coffee, no apology attached? That's not weakness. That's 10 million years of evolutionary pressure, expressing itself through a paper cup. Your ancestors didn't have coffee. They had shared meat, shared fire, shared eye contact. The gesture changes. The function never does. Here's a pattern interrupt for you. Some animals skip words entirely. Bonobos, close cousins to chimpanzees, use touch, even sex, to diffuse tension almost instantly. Wolves use submission postures, lowering the body, avoiding eye contact. Elephants rumble low frequencies, gathering the herd back together after stress. Humans? We use apology, laughter, or silence broken gently. Different tools. Same ancient job. Restore the group, fast. Now the paradox tightens. If reconciliation is automatic, why do fights still destroy relationships? Why do some people stay angry for years? Here's the uncomfortable answer. The system isn't perfect. It evolved for small tribes, not modern life. In a tribe of 30, you saw your rival daily. Avoidance wasn't possible. Today you can block a number, move cities, ghost someone forever. Modern life gave us an escape hatch evolution never built. We can avoid repair completely. And when we do, something in us stays unfinished, unsettled, like a program stuck mid-loop. Let's bring in the twist that changes everything. Reconciliation isn't just about the two people fighting. It's about everyone watching. Chimpanzee troops calm down measurably after two rivals reconcile. Tension across the entire group drops, not just between the fighters. Among bystanders too. This suggests something profound. Peace between two people isn't private. It's a public signal. A signal that says the group is safe again. Think about your own life. A tense dinner table. Parents arguing, then laughing again later that night. Did you feel it? That collective exhale? That wasn't just relief. That was your nervous system reading a safety signal learned across evolutionary time. You weren't imagining the shift in the room. Your body was built to notice it. Here's where the emotional stakes rise. What if repair never comes? Psychologists studying long-term unresolved conflict find something sobering. Chronic, unrepaired tension correlates with real health costs, elevated stress hormones, disrupted sleep, weakened immunity. Evidence suggests the body treats ongoing social conflict almost like physical danger. Not metaphorically, biologically. Your body doesn't fully distinguish a hostile roommate from a hostile predator. Both trigger the same ancient alarm. So reconciliation isn't emotional softness, it's maintenance. Like flushing a system before it overheats. Every apology, every shared laugh after tension, every awkward, "hey, I'm sorry" text. Is your biology doing exactly what it was built to do? Closing a loop, restoring safety, buying the group more time to survive. Let's return to Frans de Waal's chimpanzees one more time. After reconciliation, something measurable happened. Heart rates dropped. Aggression between former rivals decreased for days. Grooming increased. The relationship in some cases became stronger than before the fight. Not despite the conflict, because of how it ended. Some researchers proposed that repaired conflict may even deepen trust, since it proves the bond can survive tension. A hypothesis, not a certainty, but a compelling one. Here's the emotional core of this whole story. Fighting isn't the enemy of connection. Unrepaired fighting is. Every culture, every species we've studied, built some mechanism to pull back from the edge. Not because conflict is rare, because it's inevitable. The system was never designed to prevent fights. It was designed to survive them. So next time an argument ends and someone brings coffee or cracks a joke or just sits a little closer on the couch, notice it. That's not just kindness. That's an ancient survival program quietly finishing its job. A program written long before words existed, long before you existed, still running right now in you. The fight was never really the story. What happens after? That's the story. That's the part your ancestors couldn't afford to skip. And somehow neither can you.